So here we are. DC's put out another movie. It's called Birds of Prey. And you know what? I'm excited to talk about it. What's up, guys? Welcome to Movie Emporium's movie review of Birds of Prey and the fabulous emancipation of one Harley Quinn. That's a lot of words to say. This is directed by Cathy Yan. Before we actually begin, please hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium, hit that notification bell at the very top to find out what's coming next, and comment below on any video to watch my channel. So, Birds of Prey is a very interesting movie because the trailers were not that great. I'll be absolutely honest with you. I enjoyed them, but they look too much like Suicide Squad. This is taking a character of Margot Robbie, who was playing Harley Quinn, and they're taking the character from Suicide Squad and giving her her own movie. Now, we know how Suicide Squad was. It wasn't very good, but the one gleaming, whatever you want to call, beam of light of that movie was Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. So it's kind of makes sense to have her as the main character. And this story basically sees her right after Suicide Squad. She is emancipating herself from the Joker, and she is going to do her own thing. Well, she gets mixed in with Roman Sionis, who is played by Ewan McGregor. And Roman Sionis, if you don't know, is a character called Black Mask. He's very popular in the comics, but he's never used in any of the movies because he's just such a weird character and such an off-ball character. So it's a very interesting character to use in a movie like this. And this movie is very female centric. You know, we have Mary Elizabeth Winstead in this, who is playing Huntress. We have Rosie Perez, who is playing Renee Montoya. Jurnee Smollett-Bell, who is playing Black Canary. And we have Ella J. Basco, who's playing Cassandra Cain. I'm not going to give too much about this story away because I want you guys to experience this because this movie is awesome. But it is basically about a jewel that has worth a lot of money. And some of the people from the past that are these main characters are trying to get this jewel, including Sionis, and they will do everything they take to get that jewel. And in the process, we have Harley Quinn, who's basically made a lot of enemies, but because the Joker was kind of her, boyfriend slash protection, he is no longer that, so she has no protection. So this is how she kind of sets herself apart and becomes like who she is as the emancipation that comes in the fold. And that's all I'm going to really give you because this movie needs to be seen. This movie is one of the best DCEU movies because it's fun, because it's weird, because it's over the top, and because Margot Robbie is fantastic in this movie. It's an incredible performance by, Margot Robbie herself. She's already given great performances like in I, Tonya and Wolf of Wall Street, and she is coming into her own as one of the great actresses on the market. She got a nomination for Bombshell last year. She is so good at what she does, and she just commands the performance in this movie. She is the person to watch. And then you have, characters in this, like Cassandra Cain's character, which is a young girl who's kind of like the main center point, and she's really good. And Mary Elizabeth Winstead's really good, and Belle, who is playing Black Canary, is really good. They have really fun moments. They're really kind of cool to watch, and they're awesome and just kind of like kinetic, and the way they fight, this movie just is great. It's fantastic. And then Rosie Perez, who is a godsend. She is just a fantastic actress. She is so good in this movie as this cop of this movie. But it's such a, like I said, you go into this movie going, oh my god, it's just a bunch of females. But they kick so much ass. They are so good. They are commanding their performances that when the roles play out, when the characters play out, it's such a good story and such a fun story. We have Christina Hodson, who actually wrote Bumblebee, is writing this movie, and she just commands a great character dynamic. The way she writes these characters, the way she moves these characters, the motions and the set pieces and the ideas behind these characters, it's really well written and really a lot of fun. This movie is extremely funny. It's extremely violent. It has a lot of coarse language, so it's not meant for kids. And then Cathy Yan is... there's been this stigma about women in Hollywood not given the chance to do big budget action films. They're kind of stuck in that lower middle ground. And Patty Jenkins doing Wonder Woman a couple years ago really set the bar for what women can show in a motion picture of this caliber. As much as we hate the Suicide Squad, if you can take a director and give them Harley Quinn and do something kind of fun and special with it, it really does work. And Cathy Yan she commands this movie in a way that just should be applauded because she does such a nice job. You know, the way she sets it, it's very trying to push Suicide Squad out of the way and give Harley Quinn her own thing, which is what you need to do in these types of movies. I can't wait for the further adventures of Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey, because it's such a commanding group of characters. They do such a nice job. I think Mary Elizabeth Winstead is maybe short shrifted a tiny bit, but she has so many fun moments and she has a great backstory. Now, L.A.J. Basco, who is playing Cassandra Cain, is this young kid, but she has so many great moments. She's a pickpocketer and stuff like that, and the way, you know, everything revolves around here. And then we have Chris Messina, who I'm not going to give away his character, but he is a great character bad guy in this movie that actually is part of the DC universe, and it's a really fun character. And you'll know it when you see it, especially if you know the DC villains. But Ewan McGregor, he is so over the top in this movie, and so delicious and so gorgeous, just so much fun. This is why Ewan McGregor is just a national treasure, because he is brutal, he is dark, but he is goofy. He is having so much fun in this role. You know, Black Mask as a character has always been a very dark character, a very uncomfortable, crazy character, but he commands this performance like no other, and there's no other person that should ever take this role other than Ewan McGregor, because he is so good. Like, there are scenes in this movie where he is just eating scenery, he's just chewing it like no other, and it's fantastic. And when he goes up against Harley Quinn and how that story plays out, it feels like a good yin and yang, a good, you know, black and white scenario. And it's so good. And on top of that, like I said, the action set pieces are fantastic. I think Cathy Yan, as she becomes a bigger director, I think some of the action set pieces do suffer a little bit from a first time director, but they are having so much fun that you kind of just forgive it. The scenes where everybody's fighting everybody is just, it's an incredible thing to watch, and it really feels, you can feel the darkness of Gotham, but the lightness of who Harley Quinn is, and just to watch Margot Robbie just do her thing. But like I said, I'll leave it at this. This movie is extremely violent. It has a lot of coarse language. There's a lot of F-bombs in this movie. There are some sequences of violence in this movie that will make people kind of squirm a little bit. It kind of did me, because it's just, this movie went for that R rating, and it did it pretty successfully, to be honest with you. But just be prepared that this is not a movie you want to take kids to, because unlike Marvel movies, this movie is set in a universe that is willing to go there and willing to do things that are uncomfortable. It's what DC should be known for. They should be having fun, but they have that darkness tone that is just very good about it. Is what it makes, what sets DC apart from Marvel. Marvel's the more fantastical, more outrageous, and DC, outside of like Superman and Green Lantern, who are fantastical and outrageous, the Batman universe is so grounded and so almost more realistic, even though it's about Batman and stuff. But Harley Quinn is just a really fascinating character that is finally just given her due, on top of the Batman animated series where she originally came from. And oh my god, this movie is just, it's something else. I can't believe this movie is as good as it is, because you don't want to believe a movie like this that was set after Suicide Squad would actually be pretty good, and it really, really is. And it has a great score, has great action set pieces, and it's just a really fun time at the theater. I think it's going to be interesting to see the actual reception from the audience, not the critical reception, but the audience reception, to see what they truly think about this movie. Because I truly, honestly think that the real hardcore fans that really love what DC brings to the table with their characters will just be ecstatic by this. Harley Quinn is now in an A-tier level character, in my book at least. But yeah, this movie, it's incredible. It's a piece of fun action, piece of good entertainment, and it's probably, even though it's February, it might actually make my top 10 of the year, because it's just that good. So yeah, that's my long-winded take on Birds of Prey. It's good. It really is really good. It's one of the better comic book movies I've seen in a long time, and there's been some great comic book movies. So, but anyways, that's it. That's my take on Birds of Prey. When you eventually see it, let me know in the comments below what you think. But yeah, I mean, I tried to be as spoiler free as possible, so I hope I did well. But anyways, hit that subscribe button to join Movie Emporium. Hit that notification bell at the top to find out what's coming next, and comment below on any video that you watch on my channel, including this one. So, but anyways, see you guys on the next video. Peace out. What's up, guys? Thank you so much for checking out Movie Emporium. I really appreciate it. If you want to, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification button and the bell at the top. find out what's coming next for Movie Emporium. Also, check out these 2 videos. They're amazing. I think they're awesome. I think you'll enjoy them too. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.